generation. Holy, what? Hey, I'm just getting it together, getting started. Got to check with the woman, make sure, hey, still here. Make sure my wife is, Stina's in there. Hang on. You got it, Stina? We're that generation that's, we figure things out a little slow with the technology. So, all right, I don't know what to tell my poor wife. Give me a second. I'll be right back. It'll be to give you the talk, but what you got? Click on my picture, see if anything happens. Oh, actually, what it says is Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts on Instagram. On the upper left, the icon. Click on it. The little round thing. Did it do anything? Hey. All right. Had to get everybody situated. Hey, it was going to be the empty room thing. So anyway, we're warming up, right? Yeah, all right. Welcome. Glad you could all come this morning. I was just thinking, watch out. Welcome. This is hopefully Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts. That's what I be doing up in here. So I'm gonna show you. The problem with playing guitar is I will lose all track of everything. So anyhow, welcome. I'm giving everybody a little while to get situated. Yeah. And I thought, what a great time to hook up my guitar and play. Because occasionally, when the planets align, I get to play guitar in addition to doing all that painting and drawing stuff. And what else? I'll play it for a little while. I can't see what time it is, so forgive me if I just play guitar for a half an hour and we go like, good, I'll see you later. I'll play some of my wife's favorite song, because I know she's watching. I wrote it a long time ago, kind of about her, because she used to go overseas for long periods of time. And it is called Howlin'. I'll play the short version, don't worry. Would it be better without all the distortion? Maybe. I've been weak, I've been weary, I've been sleeping on the floor. 'Cause I miss my sweet baby. She won't see me no more. Baby, let me cry. Baby, let me cry. Baby, let me cry. Howling. Baby, let me crying. Baby, let me crying. Let me crying and howling. Most of the time I sound like this. I be sad. Just be gone. To me, Lord, now who's she trying to be? Well, I walk the floor, I'd like to lose my mind, all alone here, howling and crying. So yeah, back in the good old days, I lived in Nashville, and everybody who lives there, you know, plays in a band. So that was from our debut single, The LGs, You Want Too Much, available on Spotify, Amazon. Anyway, all right. I hope that may be enough of an intro. Turn this stuff off. So I'm gonna. Oh. Stina's up there clapping. I hear her. All right, so I am gonna. That's great. All right. So hi, if you don't know me, hello. I'm Nathaniel Allen. I'm currently chairperson of the art department at Alabama State University, and I'm thrilled to be here to do like this little artist's tour of my studio spaces, and I'll show you 3 out of 4 studio spaces, because we're in a little rental house, and we have to, I have to bilocate because I do a lot of different stuff. So in doing different stuff, it kind of requires doing it in different places. So this is, and I'll kind of I guess that's all right if I just jump into tour mode, and then at the end I'm gonna go. This is kind of the Mos Eisley Cantina, if you will, and we'll go deep into the depths, the bowels of the Death Star, and then we'll come back out, and we'll be up in the light at the end, and I'll take questions and all that kind of stuff. So anyhow. This is the painting studio / storage area that I use for big messy stuff usually, and that includes the music. So we do have. Can I flip this around? I don't mean to get y'all all up in my face. Of course I could if I was tech savvy, but I'm not gonna. I'll just do this. So, again over here, I know there's an easy way to do it. There it is. Look out. Oh, man learns. All right. So, that's where I was just sitting. These are albums. We have some of those still because, again, I'm old school. My little amp. I just put this thing together, this bottom storage space, and it's going to hold all my music equipment so I can put it away. There's skulls. You'll see weird things. We'll get used to that. The majority of this space, and this is kind of where big damage goes on with big things and storage. So I'm working on this kind of weird random piece right now of the pink people and terror. So we'll see how that goes. I'll show you when we get upstairs and get to the digital stuff that I do. I'll show you kind of how I'm working this painting out digitally, and then I figure stuff out digitally, and then I come down here and I paint it with paint. But a lot of storage. So what's under there? Some old paintings. That one, nobody bought my Yazoo painting. But anyway, there's a lot of, surplus. During the summer, I had grand plans to paint all summer long. But, I was doing these smiling faces with these kind of little naughty, knowing glances for a little while. Those kind of got put on the back burner, as did everything else with dealing with COVID and planning for school. But, so anyway, this is big, crazy storage space / big painting space. So, I often will work out in the garage as well if it's a big painting, but weather is funny and sometimes it's hot, so that's kind of this room. All right, I hope we're good. I'll show you the next here, what I generally call the sanctum sanctorum. This is my other studio area, believe it or not, where usually drawing goes on. So, and I guess a little bit of collecting goes on. So I somewhere very early in my life, I got this inclination that a man needs to have a library. I still believe that. Not just a man, anybody, a grown-up needs a library, by God. So to that end, I have just rarely, if ever, thrown away a book, ever. Stina helps me with that once in a while. But I have all these, this is kind of my life's worth of art books that I have here, and I love each and every one of them. And, so some of them I've read, some of them are for reference, some of them are for research, where I'm like, because I will jump from project to project. So there's a lot of stuff on drawing, but there's some stuff on digital things. There's some stuff on sculpture, because I was doing like sculpture for a little while, kind of heavily. There's the white boxes are my comic book collection. And I've, again, rarely, if ever, gotten rid of a comic book. So I have all the ones, I have occasionally jettisoned some. But again, this is kind of where I work. And, there's kind of a little corner around here. Storage, graphic novels, art stuff. I used to own a art supply and toy store, you can kind of tell. But so I have that mentality. Most of this was the video section of my art supply and toy store. And it's all kind of, there's the Asian, Japanese monster movies, Japanese action, the blaxploitation section, the classic cult movie section. There's some of the horror begins down there at the bottom, and on the other side the horror continues, and the horror never stops. Anyway, what else is happening? This thing is something that I was working on. Again, mostly this worked on this out in the garage quite a bit because it's this big 3D object that I'm just not, it's kind of percolating because I'm completely, some of it's okay, some of it's deeply unsatisfying. I got to figure out if it's going to be just an art object for observation or if it's going to have some kind of purpose or be a shelf, in other words. So I've been playing around with, maybe I need to, should I insinuate a shelf? Should I not? How do I want to hang it? I'm kind of stuck right now with attaching it. I probably would have been done if I had found a satisfactory way to attach it to a wall, and I haven't yet. It is a shelf. It's actually a drawer. Sorry, not a shelf. And I had, again, over the summer planned to do a lot of projects with taking these. I had found a bunch of old desk drawers and taking them and kind of repurposing them to make these little wall hanging shelf things. So it's a shrine. There you go. That too. So yeah, but I'm figuring that out as I go, and it may be just fine, just like it is. I kind of had this dream of having a split level kind of effect, and I was working with cutting some clear plexiglass and making a clear glass shelf or whatever, and it might just be done. And it's kind of one of those with art where it's like if I can't figure out what to do next, maybe it's done. And I should the next thing to do is move on to something else. So there is that. Most of what I do in here is usually I'm sitting here and either I'm doing a lot of drawing in here. So that's kind of the main thing. Let me move this out of the way. I will flip through some of the big sketch pads that I normally work on. I do a lot of figure drawing, mostly from online sources instead of having, it's too crowded for live nudes in here. So I'll do a lot of figure drawing that kind of keeps me sharp, or at least so I tell myself. But I also do a good bit of sketching. What is all this mess? This is just, I'll kind of show you guys. Hopefully we can figure out how to see this. Comic book pages, but some of this, and you'll see more of this process, but all of this is kind of what went into that shrine. And some of it was, this is a little page from a little small sketchbook where I was trying to figure out what to do with clouds. And so I was drawing these things out, coloring them, ended up tracing them on tracing paper in order to transfer them. If we kind of get in here, there's always hidden goodies and everything, but underneath these are those very same clouds. So it had three. It had one big one in the middle, but it just didn't work. And there's that Bob. Hey, Bob. Bob's checking on me. He's like, the human's talking to himself. Something must be wrong. So anyhow, so this is some of that process of lots of sketching. I made my own little carbon sheet of paper to transfer that. What else is here? I was determined to finish the second issue of my comic book, but over the summer I just managed to get through some inking one story, and I think I posted some of this stuff, the process of this, online. So this is a comic book story that is inked, and I believe I've scanned it already, and I just have now to get in the computer and digitally color it, and it'll be all good to go. And then just, a few more stories and send it to the printer. All right, let me put this stuff back away. And what else? What have I been doing? Since this is on top, I'll kind of just peek in here. This is my sister asked. Well, actually, anyway, I was doing some some charcoal drawing early in the summer, back when I had time. So there's a couple of portraits in here. Man, light it's a complicated thing. A couple of charcoal portraits. I took an online class with Ellen Eagle, and kind of got right with pastel portraiture. Started another one of my sister Sharon, her mom, and I'm not sure about that one. I'll probably start another one. That was just, kind of a test. Mostly what's going on in here is I'm in the newsprint pad now, because some of these are going to be, they're figure studies. So, if you're sensitive to human beings, look away now. But a lot of these are just kind of drawings. Either they're gestures, they're figures in motion, whatever. But when I can, do as much of this as possible. And I will kind of alternate between stuff that's more finished, stuff that's gesture. And this is all just, keeping me, hopefully, so I don't forget how to draw while I'm doing all this other stuff I got to do. And sometimes I'm working on lines, sometimes I'm working on value, sometimes I'm working on getting the proportions of things right. But sometimes I'm just experimenting wildly. So, that's how it goes. And it's just people. Those awful human beings. What are we going to do? Can't live with them? Can't live without them. So, anyway, I do a ton of this. A whole lot. So much. But, and again, it kind of usually doesn't go anywhere. It's just for me, it's just for the sake of practice. There's not much in this sketchbook, I don't think. Again, some figures stuff. This was, once again, can I turn that around? Is there more in here? Figures. Some of those are all right. But again, this is kind of me working out the drawing on paper first, and then transferring it over for that shrine. So, oh man, I was doing, I'm kind of looking at this now like, man, I got to start drawing again. I started working with colored pencil, and I really liked it. Anyway, dude. So, I'll get back to that at some point. So, wow, that wasn't so bad. This is space number 2, or studio space number 2. And again, it's mostly drawing, a lot of reading and research, and mostly kind of dry stuff goes on in here. The room we started off in is mostly for kind of the wet stuff, the paint and whatever. Let me take you all on a little journey upstairs. Oh wait, just flip this around again, just so I don't want to cheat you. This is the backside of the horror thing. A lot of VHS, a few DVDs. I am just, I know some of you are concerned. VHS is gonna deteriorate. So don't worry. Slowly in the process of digitizing that stuff, or finding digital alternatives. So. Anyway, it'll happen. I don't want to go too far in the house, but there's a lot of, I always keep myself humble by thinking, if I were really a successful artist, my art would be in somebody else's house and not in my own so much. But anyhow, that's how it is. Last but not least, I'm going to come up here. There's Bob again. I'm okay, buddy. Got some art surplus up here. This is the very, very clean area. I work under a Christmas tree because every day is Christmas around here with my little hottie. There you go, baby. All right. So this is normally where I'm kind of at these days. Oh, and very important. My bean bag. Let's not forget the bean bag. On days when I have not had enough art in my system and had too much other stuff, I need to kind of collapse on that bean bag. Bob usually will sit right there underneath the chair, and he'll just look at me and just make sure I'm not stroking out or whatever. Look out, fool. He don't care either. Get up, get off my chair, buddy. Dang. Anyway, I'm gonna hurt you, buddy. Get. He won't go. Okay, hang on. So, last but not least, Bob did not move. Just so you know, he ain't moving. He don't care. Bob is a straight gangster. What I tend to do, I gotta flip this again. The last little spot in my art world is up here, where I am working a whole lot in Photoshop mostly these days. And you can see this is kind of where maybe that painting is going to end up going. There'll be a big shadow. This is kind of based on a lot of those old monster comic books where there's a big monster flying in and the people are panicking and running. So I'll end up having this big shadow of a big equal sign on the ground, and the people will, of course, be freaking out at the very concept. But anyhow, there's that. What else is happening? This is another illustration that I'm kind of working on. It is the tortoise and the hare, and this is kind of how I generally go. This is just a page from one of my small sketchbooks, and I just took the cell phone photo, and I'll just turn these layers on. Actually, that's the sketch, and this is a layer of just black line to kind of nail the sketch down. And from there, I'm just working out a value study. Is that all? I've got the ribbon. And I, ended up moving the little rabbit because he's loser. So anyway, so this again, I'll probably take this and either use this as the basis for a digital painting, or I should take the challenge and just transfer it onto some illustration board. I've been kind of curious about using gouache, so I need to paint something. So I might just try having a go at painting that. What else is happening? I'm just trying to show you guys, again, this is my studio space. This is what I'll be doing. This is another illustration, digital illustration. It started off here as a sketch, and it was just based on downtown Montgomery. And from that sketch, I composited a whole bunch of photos. So this is not one image. This is a whole bunch of different images that are all put together. So anyhow, composited all of those, and then set about, do I need that layer? I don't think so. Kind of getting my composition right and painting all that stuff by just selecting over it and painting it. Ended up moving things around. Decided it hurt me to decide that the fountain, while it's significant, I don't know if it helped my composition, and that ended up being kind of a more solid composition, pretty much. And then that turned into this, where I had to add a couple more people. But this is just, again, an example, an exercise in digital painting. So just using no lines and just using shapes. So that's that I'm doing. Is that everything? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I always feel like I wish I was doing more artwork. I probably always will, even when I'm doing artwork all the time. I wish I had a few more hours in a day. So, anyhow, I think that's kind of it.
You got 6 minutes. You could play another song.
Oh! Steven says, you got 6 minutes left. You can play another song. Oh, it's good to have a fan club. Thank you, baby. That's great. Yeah, let me know if y'all want to hear another song. I'll knock it out, baby. Because I don't get to play guitar enough either. But I'm noticing now, because I'm sitting here watching Lil Stina, and I know there's a bit of a lag, which is kind of trippy. But yeah, I'm good for questions. If you got any questions, or if you just say shut up and play some more music. Oh, play some more music. Other music people are like, play more music. It's bad. It's I'm sloppy. All right, y'all crazy. More music. Well, you guys are nutty. You asked for it. I'll make something up. That'll be good. All right. Okay. Let's see. What are your favorite online figure drawing sites? Somebody asked. Let's see. You know what? The one I keep going back. I will change from here to there. I keep on going back to Croquis Cafe with that creepy old Larry Withers. He's probably a really nice man, but they have Croquis Cafe. I think they're on Vimeo now. They have it's just a timed figure drawing session. So and they have a large kind of free online bunch of photos taken from those figure drawing sessions. So when I have just a few minutes, I'll do the figure drawing session, and I'll just do the time thing. It's only like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and the model will go through the poses, and I'll just sketch, and time's up, it's over, put stuff away, go back to work. So that's the one that comes to my mind, but there's I can't remember the name of the other one, but there's another one that I like better, but it's mostly photos that kind of cycle through. It'll come to me. Let's see, who asked me? I'm sorry, I'm going to miss a bunch of questions, so sorry, but I'll try to catch up. I've been creating intentional painting. Someone asked, when did I create my first intentional painting? It was before I could remember, probably, and it was if crayons and stuff count. But yeah, my parents, it's their fault. They made me into this. they encouraged me, unwaveringly encouraged me, and just put my stuff on the refrigerator, and we're like, oh, that's so great, oh, that's fantastic. And I just thought, oh, this is, this just pays off in itself. This art stuff, people love it. They obviously need more of it. And I'm just the kid to do it, so I've kind of been doing that forever. I said paint the downtown pics. Is this digital or paint? That my little image of downtown that I was showing you guys on the computer is all digital. Yeah. So what happened? I lost the guitar pick while I was so furiously getting down. Hey, Mama. See, my mama's in there. How you doing, Mom? I'm fine. So anyway, I don't know. I have no idea what to play. That's never been a problem, really. Yeah, I've only got how many songs? Well, like this too often, too often. You know something that you didn't used to, and you can't wait until your head's on straight. You can't wait till your head's on straight. Favorite mama, can't wait, no, until your head is on. Can't wait till your head is on straight. You just can't wait till your head is on straight. It's been a long time since I played this. You wake up every morning before the break of day, yeah. Getting it on for the job's sake, looking forward to your pay. With a day job, it ain't no place for daydreaming. You got to make sure you ain't falling behind, and your check's already spent on beer, food, and rent, and you can't afford the luxury of time. You can't wait till your head's on straight. Can't wait, no, until your head is on. You can't wait till your head's on straight. You just can't wait till your head is on straight. And then the song goes on for another 12 minutes, so I'll just leave that at that. So anyway, I think time must be close to ending. Jeez, how long y'all expect people to go on? So anyhow, I want to thank you all for coming out this morning. Think we had a good time together? Yeah. Now, the best thing you can do for yourself is make some art for yourself. That's the end. I see the love. Thank you, baby. Love you too. See, I'll be going. I'll keep going for hours. Only once in a while I'll make the wrong one. So thanks for coming out. Have a good day. Make sure you do all right for yourself. Take some time to laugh and play. And make sure if you can, you hit that MMFA. Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts, baby. We got some stuff going on. Good people, fantastic art. I should say fantastic people and fantastic art. That's right. And it's a thrill. Here's a thrill. Here's for real though. That Montgomery, Alabama is kind of working on this. We used to call it in Mississippi. We call it the kick-ass Southern aesthetic, and we got it, baby. All right, thanks, y'all. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. This was fun. Maybe someday I'll do this again. A live stream. It didn't hurt. Anyhow. Thanks, y'all. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go draw some pictures or something. All right. Peace out and have a nice day. Of course, I'm old. It'll take me about 10 minutes to figure out how to turn this off. I'll get there. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Thanks so much for inviting me. This is cool. All right.